Hello everyone and welcome to another collaboration cast. Now I will be featuring two collaborators this time. One of them you guys are very familiar with, and that is Greatness. So say hello, Greatness.
Hello, how's everybody?
And you guys are very familiar with her. I have been doing quite a few casts with her, and she's, a very good caster, great player. So why not? But also we have a guest collaborator. Now, if you guys can count your numbers, one, two, three, that is three collaborators. Oh my gosh. So the guest collaborator is Ryan, Acoustic Rye. So if you just want to say hello as well.
Hey guys.
And basically, he's very good at the game as well, and he is, like I said, a guest collaborator. So I will give him an opportunity to speak throughout this replay, just so you guys can hear him. And yeah, so I think we'll get this replay started. So are you guys ready?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, so three, two, and one. Okay, so here we go. Now, I'm sure you guys already know this map. This is 2v2 on rails and metal. Now, I'll introduce the players we are going to be watching, and they're expert players. So this is going to be Boogum Reloaded, Super Silver Reloaded versus this other clan here, Istrabite Ubludkalv and Istrabite, what is this, Govna, and Greatness and Ryan will be casting on one of those players, and I will be casting in general the entire game. So let's just get this started from the beginning. Ryan, what are you going to be taking a look at?
I'm going to be watching Govna, who is actually ICAZ smurfing, and I'm also going to be trying to keep an eye on Ubludkov, which is Game Replay's very own expert Guderian.
So as you guys heard it, Ryan was saying that these players are very popular on the Game Replays forums, very well known. Guderian, sorry, I'm probably saying that wrong. Govna is a strategy specialist on the forums, and so very popular player on there. And what are you going to be watching, Greatness?
Boogum Reloaded. He's the American player, and
Oh,
British is gonna go
okay.
set up on this fuel. I'm sorry, I was just getting ready to talk all about the game.
Okay, so there we go. We've pretty much decided who we're going to be watching, and as I said, I'm going to be watching the entire game from a general perspective. So we've all got our little specialized roles, so that's pretty cool. So anyway, get to the casting, Bernard. That's why I know what you guys want me to do. So here we go. In the middle, we have a bit of Panzer Grenadier action versus British action. So pretty cool. What we have right off the bat is this headquarters command truck coming down on this fuel point in the middle, and as you guys notice, this fuel point is a medium fuel point. So with this HQ on there, they'll be getting extra resources, just basically claiming the center as their own, just because they want to have all those extra resources. They want to have a very close retreat point, so why not put your guys put them at an advantage. So what is happening right now, Ryan?
Well, we've got, obviously the British HQ truck came up. They started to build an emplacement, stopped and cancelled it. We have an MG42 firing on Tommies just outside of the HQ, and rifles fighting from the rock wall against Panzergrens, a bike, and Pios in a house.
Now, I don't think you guys. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it's actually a good idea these riflemen are behind the wall, so far away from all the other guys?
The further, the better. I mean, they're in that heavy cover. They can stay there and see that pile in the house is almost dead now because they've just been plucking away.
I suppose that's really true. The only thing about riflemen is that they're not so good when it comes to long-range combat. I mean, they're especially specialized when it comes to close range, but I suppose, yeah, that green cover, giving them a bit of support there. Now, what we have is just a bit of middle action going on. We have some supporting riflemen on the center, quickly about to be suppressed by this MG, unless they can get behind that green cover, and yes they do, they are behind the green cover, so that is absolutely fine. The MG is in the open right now, so that red shield basically showing that it's going to be getting some extra accuracy on it, meaning that it will be taking more damage over time. So not exactly the best of placements right there, but fair enough, why not? And so what can we expect? On you go.
We've got an MG pinning down Tommy's over on the east side. We had a mortar pit go up and then stop again. British player seems a little indecisive.
Well, he's got a casualty clearing center down, so that's I'd say that's actually a really good idea. I mean, he got that down right away, because I think that's probably gonna mean he's gonna be going for a heavy infantry strat.
Possibly.
So,
Yeah, you would presume
casualty
so.
clearing station over time, pretty good.
Yeah, and now the Axis has their version of the casualty clearing station, which is probably, you know, he's putting up a bunker. It's probably going to be a medic bunker.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys actually look at the placement of the medic or the bunker right now, I mean, its range, its cone is actually facing at quite an awkward angle. It's not even facing towards the enemy, so that's most likely going to be a medic bunker.
But
Now,
British
Ryan,
has a
I
mortar
believe
going
I
up.
actually see a sniper coming out.
Hold on.
And it's just taking some hot shots on the Brits right now.
Yeah, well, we've got the Schwimmwagon over on the west side, other than some random accusations of map hacking, etc. Decapping some of the fuel and munitions over there.
So that's pretty much the job of the Schwimmwagen. I mean, that's what it's going to be really doing, just capping basically. Do Panzer Elite players actually do anything else with the Schwimmwagen?
Well, you've got mines, incendiary traps, and mark target that you can choose, although I don't see anything about a doctrine from the Panzer Elite, although we do have tier 3 up and an armored car coming out.
Now, I actually think most of the action is going on the middle, where that fuel point, where near the Brits are, and we can actually see a flamethrower engineer down, taking a casualty from the snipers. Now, snipers being very specific about their targets. They're specifically going for the flame engineers, because these flame engineers are going to be such a hassle. I mean, considering that it's just infantry in the early game right now, and just a motorbike as the only vehicle, I mean, they'll be easily, the flames will easily kill infantry. And I actually like what they're doing. This HQ, this British HQ is actually so good. I mean, considering that's down near the front line, these engineers that actually lost one of their squad members could just replenish from their teammates' base. So very nice use of teamwork right there from the beginning.
But is it worth it, though? Because now the Axis has lost their fuel. It's going to take them a lot longer to tech up now if they can't get that fuel back.
Well, you do have the armored car over on the west. They're harassing that Bren carrier, which is almost dead, and a damaged engine.
Now, Ryan, I'm gonna spot you out as the Axis specialist this match, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Do you think it's a right idea that the Axis are actually going for the right-hand side? I mean, as I said, a lot of action is going on the right-hand side right now. Do you think it's appropriate for them to be trying to take out that HQ?
Well, you see a lot of, particularly with British players, you see Wehrmacht trying to go generally kind of for a base pin, but you see some issues here with a mortar pit coming up. A sniper just brought down a unit just outside of the British base. I didn't see what it was. I think it was a flame engineer. And so with fighting on this side, you're stalling for time, basically, to allow you to tech and allow you to continue to do those things. I don't know if it's wise. It just depends on how it plays out from here.
Yeah, you said stalling for time.
Oh, those rifles... I just want to say the pathing. They ran around the trees instead of running back in the wrong way.
Yeah, I was quite unlucky there of the pathing. I was just gonna say that this mortar emplacement is gonna provide so much hassle. I mean, I know these guys, the Axis, are trying to fight on the middle hand side, but I mean, considering just how they have the snipers and the MGs, like some sort of stationary stuff, this mortar pit is gonna provide so much hassle. I mean, if they're gonna try, personally, if I was playing as the Axis, if I was gonna try and take out the British HQ, considering how much guys they have there, I would try to at least have some probably like vehicles out or flamethrowers, basically some pioneers. I think that would help a lot.
You saw the
counter snipe?
Sniper get cut down by the
yeah.
squad, huh?
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
He had like 12 kills.
We got flamers attacking the mortar. We have another Schwimmwagen built by the PE and another armored car roaming around the west side.
And so basically, exactly as what I was saying, that Pioneer with their flamethrower just trying to take out that mortar pit, getting it down to a half health, but not actually taking it out. And this is what I mean. The mortar pit is just taking these little shots on the MG, and that's just going to provide so much hassle over the long run. The MGs just can't even do their job. They got to constantly move and replace themselves, or else they're going to get killed. Now, is anything actually happening on the left-hand side? It actually
we got some
looks like just
decapping on the VPs and the fuel over on the left-hand side. The med bunker's also almost down due to the mortar pit.
I feel like they're maybe bunching up a little too much with this mortar because it's just going to keep pounding away at that bunker. Also, M8 now on the field.
Got mines going down in the center crossroads by some flame pyos. And I don't see any armor counters out by either of the German players.
Okay. So right now it just seems like they're both very intent on the center. I mean, the Axis really want to try and take out this whole base area. I mean, the Brits really have made their base sector in the center of the map now. They're really intent on trying to destroy this. But I mean, just look at the British force right now. They have some sappers out already. They have a whole bunch of upgraded units. I mean, this is quite a force to be reckoning with. Do you think it's even wise to be doing such a thing? I mean, just look at this. They're taking very heavy casualties right now at the Axis. At least the medics are nearby to pick up the casualties, but
yeah, and with that healing,
first Ren squad out here, and I still think you're in kind of dire straits at this point with the Germans. You're not in a bad spot. You just don't have the appropriate counters out.
Right, they really need a pack, and
And Boogum has actually decided what he's going to be going for. He's gone for an infantry doctrine. He has his howitzer shots out. For 150 ammunition, he can cool that down. I'm not exactly sure when he's going to be doing that, but it might be wise to cool that down on the medic bunker. I mean, it's almost taken out, but then again, maybe the mortar will have enough time to take it out. Who knows? It's still quite open to anything right now.
Maybe he's just trying to get line of sight on that.
It also looks like we have teller mines up from the PE, which means they're chosen tank hunters. Although one did get blown up from the M8 shot firing on the PG, there's still one sitting right next to the crater, though.
Yep, already going down. Bunker's down.
And right down on the bunker, so just deciding exactly what they needed to do. That's what I absolutely love about these pro games. They always have a goal in mind, so they know that they want to take out the bunker, and there you go, mission accomplished. They took it out, and now there won't be any recapping, or should I say, picking up of the casualties.
I was gonna get that
as a note.
That armored car.
Go ahead.
The M8 was going for that armored car, and I think he's gonna get away. Pack though now.
Yeah, you've also got defensive doctrine chosen by the Wehrmacht, due to the MG guys sitting on top of the buildings.
That's right. So what could this M8 actually be doing?
Well, the M8's hunting the light vehicles on the field right now, and how effective that's going to end up being for him, kind of dicey.
They really pushed the Axis back though. After that.
Yes, they definitely did.
And now we actually have the Axis. The Wehrmacht actually has a pack out, so he's gone for Krieg Barracks. So he's got actually 2 packs out now. So he's obviously planning ahead for any vehicles on the field, and just that M8. So he just took that out. So very good use of the packs right now. Definitely paying off from the get-go.
There were 2 rifles on retreat, and they hit a mine and took down a whole squad.
Now, the Germans actually have to be very careful at this point because a British 25-pounder just came up and is now beginning to shell the road.
And all those units there?
Oh no. This is looking quite bad. So exactly, the Brits know exactly what's happening. I mean, they're firing all this artillery. They're keeping their guys specifically they're keeping their infantry specifically away from the artillery, obviously not to get mangled in between that. I also like their placement of their base, just right in the middle. I don't know, I absolutely loved how they just moved everything right into the center. So you've got your emplacements here, all neatly separated, just in case if there's any sort of barrages or anything, then they wouldn't all be hit at the same time.
Yeah, and you also have that forward HQ up by the PE, and that's really helping keep those Wehrmacht units viable on that east side there. Gives you a reinforced point and some healing constantly.
So, Greatness, do you think it's actually a good idea that Bugum is going for an M8, because he has a second M8 out? After losing that first one, he has another one. Do you think it's actually the correct response?
I think it's always good to have light vehicles to support your infantry, because you don't want a scout car running in there. I mean, armored car or anything just coming in, killing your units.
Yep.
Support.
And now we actually see a flak going down from the Axis right now. I don't think I can actually agree with that, just for the fact that there's a mortar that can easily reach it right now. There's that 25 pounder, and considering that there's so much artillery on the field, I mean, the Americans and the Brits don't have that many vehicles, so I'm not exactly sure if that's the correct response. And considering it's so close right now, given the fact that the Black has so much range, it could maybe be put a bit farther back. But I can see what it's trying to do. It's trying to use its range to take out the HQ of the Brits right now. How successful that will be, we will see.
On the east side, and a push off of the British troops. They have a lot of infantry.
It's generally what you wind up seeing, though. So,
yeah.
But Hetzer are on the field on the left side. M8's gonna find it.
Exactly. We have
M8.
There's just a bit of action finally on the left-hand side, so just a little bit of skirmishing. Can this M8 actually do anything against the Hetzer? I don't think so.
Can put a mine behind it.
The rear, but what you really have to worry about is stickies from the rifles in combination with it.
Yeah, I mean, he should be trying to really get away from those riflemen. I mean, look at that. The rifleman just putting a sticky on. This rifleman squad landing on a mine, so pretty cool right there. But badly damaged engine. Is his engine going to be destroyed? And yes, it is. So most likely it is. No, it's not immobilized, so it can still move, but at a very, very sluggish pace. This is leaving it to a anti-tank, and funnily enough, an anti-tank is there and just about to take it out.
And don't miss the east side. You got a great deal of Panzergrens, Pios coming in, a snipers coming in to try and finish off these wounded British squads.
They're really looking bad. Oh, but he retreated.
British troops are pretty tough, though. You get that close with Panzergrens before they're Vet 2 on Bren carrying squads and those kinds of things, and they're going to get hurt.